Hey, welcome. Welcome to DMCP 365 and our Disciple Making University. This is our course 101. We call it the Foundation Series. And we are so excited that you're here. And let me tell you why we're so excited. Because at our heart, DMCP 365 is about raising up an army of 100% sold out, committed followers of Jesus who are taking the kingdom of God into Satan's kingdom of darkness in order to see the Great Commission fulfilled in our lifetime. And the fact that you've chosen to go through this course means you're considering being part of that army. And we are so excited to have you here with us. And we're excited about where we're going to go as we work through this course. So let me just paint a picture for you real quick. You ever been in a situation where you know you're supposed to be talking to the person that you're engaging with, talking about spiritual things? You're supposed to be moving the conversation into a spiritual conversation, but you're not sure what to do. You're not sure what to say. You're not sure how to turn the conversation. You're not sure what to do based on how they respond. Well, how are you supposed to respond? And so the default, as it is for most people, is just to do nothing. But then afterwards, then you feel bad that you didn't do what you knew you were supposed to do. That's what we want to cure. We want to help you be in that situation and be confident and be bold. And when I say bold, I don't mean in your face bold. I just mean bold to go ahead and do what it is that you know you're supposed to do. To go ahead and start that spiritual conversation because you know what it looks like to turn the conversation into something spiritual very naturally. You know what it is that you want to say. You know the message that you're bringing. You know what to do based on how they respond to the spiritual conversation. And so that's what we want to do. So our primary goal for you in this course is to make you an effective and confident disciple-making ambassador of the Lord of Lords and the King of Kings. And that's really what we're all about. And so, how do we do this? Well, you're going to walk away with a personal disciple-making strategy, we call it. We're not going to give it to you. As you go through this course, you're going to create your own personal disciple-making strategy, and I'm going to help you do that. But at the end, it's going to be your personalized disciple-making strategy that nobody else can have, nobody else will have, because it's personal to you. You're also going to walk away with confidence because you're going to be given knowledge and skills and tools that you can use. And they're simple. They're not difficult to use. They're not difficult to remember. But you're going to have those, which is going to give you more confidence to go out and talk to people about God, about the kingdom of God, about the gospel. And finally, we're going to help you just begin, that's all we're going to do here, is begin to develop the mindset of a disciple maker, because there is a specific mindset that a disciple maker has. And so that's what we want you to have. Well, how do we do this? Well, there's really 4 things that we're going to do here, 4 prongs that we use to make this happen. First is, we want to give you a high view of God. And I just want to read this from A.W. Tozer. If you've ever read the book, The Knowledge of the Holy, it's a little bitty book. I would highly recommend it. I have read it I don't know how many times, and sometimes you just want to put down the book and just worship God for a while. But I want to read this excerpt from early on in the book. Tozer says, "In my opinion, the great single need of the moment is that light-hearted, superficial religionists be struck down with a vision of God high and lifted up, with his train filling the temple. The holy art of worship seems to have passed away like the Shekinah glory from the tabernacle. As a result, we are left to our own devices and forced to make up the lack of spontaneous worship by bringing in countless cheap and tawdry activities to hold the attention of the church people. What comes into our minds when we think about God is the most important thing about us. So necessary to the church is a lofty concept of God that when that concept in any measure declines, the church with her worship and her moral standards declines along with it. The first step down for any church is taken when it surrenders its high opinion of God. The heaviest obligation lying upon the Christian church today is to purify and elevate her concept of God until it is once more worthy of Him and of her. In all her prayers and labors, this should have first place. Among the sins to which the human heart is prone, Hardly any other is more hateful to God than idolatry, for idolatry is at bottom a libel of his character. I want to read that one part again. He said, what comes into our minds when we think about God is the most important thing about us. Now, why is that so important to learning how to make disciples, to learning how to share the gospel with other people? Because if you don't have a high view of God, then you won't think God is worth it. And so when it's difficult, when you're not having a good day, when you've had a bad experience trying to make a disciple, you're not going to be willing to push on because God is not going to be worth it to you. But when you have a high view of God, you're going to say, whatever I go through here is worth it because I know who God is. And so that's why having a high view of God is important. Second, you're going to be challenged and encouraged by hearing from those who are living it and have lived the life of a 100% sold out disciple-making ambassador of God. And that's what we want for you, to turn into that person who is a disciple-making ambassador of the Lord of Lords and King of Kings, which is our goal for you in this series. And third, we're going to give you simple, practical concepts, principles, tools, and skills that you can begin using immediately that are easy to use, that are easy to remember, and you can continue to use them over and over and over and over. It's not a rote thing where you're just going through some script, but it's interacting, engaging with people in a regular conversation, but being able to turn it into a spiritual conversation. And then finally, we're going to address, did you know 98% of people who call themselves Christians never share the gospel, never talk about Jesus with other people? And the three major reasons are: one, fear. I get that. Two, overbooked schedule. They're too busy. I get that. And number three is they just don't know what to do or say. And so we want to address all of those three major reasons, all three of them, in this series for you. Quick course overview. So basically the way this is going to work is you're going to see something, then you're going to do it, and then you're going to teach it to somebody else. Okay? It's going to be fun. It's going to be challenging. It's going to be very practical. Okay? It's going to be life-changing. But it's only going to be life-changing. And I promise you it will be life-changing. I'm not making this up. But it's only going to be life-changing if you're willing to put in the work. If you're willing to do what it is you're asked to do in this video series. If you're not willing to do this, if you just want to watch the videos and don't do the work, you're just going to get more knowledge, and that's not what we're about. We're about you taking what you're learning and then putting it into practice by practicing and then doing it in your life. Okay? It may seem overwhelming. I'm going to take you through it step by step. Don't worry. We're going to go through it step by step. It's not going to be overwhelming because we're going to walk through it in small bite-sized chunks. No problem. Don't worry about that. Relax. Every course has prerequisites. We too have prerequisites. The first one is you have to commit to complete the course. Commit right now. Make the commitment that you're going to complete the course. Did you know most courses that are bought are never finished? We don't want that to happen here. If this just sits out there in the digital world somewhere and you never complete the course, it's not going to change your life, which means you're not going to affect the hundreds, thousands, maybe tens of thousands of people that could be affected if you would become a confident, effective, disciple-making ambassador of the Lord of Lords and the King of Kings. Secondly, I want you right now, I want you to write down the date you plan to finish this course. And it should be soon. It can't be a long time out. A week, 2 at the most. Finish this course. Write down a date right now, a specific date when you will finish this course. And then third, I want you to put that in the calendar. Put that finish date in the calendar, and then after this video is over, I want you to back up from that finish date and put in your calendar when you're going to watch each video or series of videos. Okay? That's the only way this is going to get done. What gets scheduled gets done. What does not get scheduled gets forgotten. So schedule it. What's needed for this course? What materials do you need? It's very simple. You need two blank pieces of paper, preferably printer paper. If you have paper with lines on it, that's okay. But you need 2 blank pieces of paper. You can get 3 in case you mess one up. Okay? You need a notebook specifically for this course. I get nothing from this. I get my notebooks from the Dollar General store. They cost $1, 70 pages in them. That's 140 pages to write on. It'd be plenty for this course. Cost you $1 plus whatever the tax is where you live. You also need a writing utensil and you need a Bible, whether that be an iPad, on your phone, hard copy Bible, however you prefer to read the Bible, you need a Bible. So it's very simple. 2 pieces of blank paper, a notebook, a writing utensil, and a Bible. All right. So what if you need help? What if you need to reach out for help? Hey, in the notes below this video is my email address. Just shoot me an email. That's the best way to contact me. And at the bottom of every video, the email will also be there. So we're so excited you're here. Hang on, and I'll see you on the next video.